Hello, welcome to the Bottled Imp, and this is an extra. This is Imp Thinks, and today we're going to be looking at Troll Hunter. There we go. It's about hunting trolls, I would imagine. Imp Thinks, what Imp Thinks is where Julian, this is Julian by the way, my name's Ken Boyter, where we watch a film that we know nothing about or very, very little about. Do you know what? Do you know about
Sometimes I'll spring a film on Ken that he doesn't even know what we're about to watch.
No.
We did know we were going to watch this one, but I've not looked into it at all.
Okay.
So I know nothing. Well, let me have a look.
Well, I knew about it. It came out on the cinema fairly recently.
Yeah, I thought this was a film from like 20, 30 years ago. There's some really old B-movie films. There's a famous... I thought it was a Troll Hunter film.
Okay.
Which is just an old 80s exploitation film. Am I thinking of Trolls, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, that's kind of what I thought. We were going to get some real terrible film. And if you've watched our other Imp Thinks episodes, we're not on a great track record.
Don't spoil it.
Entertaining. Well, watch the others. But this was made quite recently.
This was made. Yeah, I do remember it coming out at the cinema, and I remember thinking, "Oh, that'll be good. I'll go and have a look." I never I for some reason couldn't get to the cinema in time to see it. And then I, remembered it, and I thought, oh, this would be a good one, because I've not seen it, you've not seen it, and we know very little about it. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
Let's see what the imp thinks of Troll Hunter.
Hunting
You
trolls.
should have done that.
I should have done that. No, but you're learning. You're getting there. I like that passion.
I've got a producer hat on. You've got to do these lead-ins. Should we play the movie?
I'll do it. Yeah. Oh, hang on. I've got some popcorn.
Got some popcorn?
Yeah.
Where's my Kiora?
Didn't get that.
In this mythical land, there are epic tales told of ancient hunters and their legendary prey. But these are just stories. The reality is no fairy tale.
Oh, welcome back. We have just watched, where is it? Troll Hunter.
Troll Hunter.
Yeah. So, what did you think? What
do we think? Okay. First impression when it came on. Okay, First of all, we watched it. It's subtitled. We didn't realise
we didn't know that.
Danish?
Norwegian. Yeah.
So it's subtitled, but you can watch it with obviously a dubbed over English thing, which we decided to do because we do tend to chat a little bit through films.
That is true.
And if we were reading the subtitles, we'd keep missing bits.
Yeah.
So we decided we should probably watch it authentic with the subtitles, but we watched it with overdub, which wasn't too hideous, was it?
No, I don't think I did.
They did an okay job.
Yeah, I think they did a very good job with that.
But okay, so first of all, my thing was it's found footage.
Yeah.
Do you know what found footage is? It's Blair Witch Project. They found the footage after the fact of some kids going out filming stuff, and they've pieced it together. So straight away, I was like, oh god.
I heard the groans. You probably heard the groans.
Found footage.
Yeah, but then I've not seen too many found footage films, so I'm not overdosed with that.
I've not seen that many, but I think all you need to do is see the Blair Witch Project, and then you don't need to see another found footage film.
I would kind of agree with you.
They're all much of a muchness.
Yeah.
They're all much the same. They're always
and to
kind
be
of
fair,
an excuse to not have very much plot, but just have people fumbling around a wood, badly filming each other, and then whenever there's any action where you're going, a bit of action, it's all just... Rah!
Yeah, I wasn't actually that scared with Blair Witch Project. I did see that at the cinema as well at the time.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, is that it? Yeah. I wasn't overly impressed.
Well, the trouble is,
that was one of the
England,
original
in this
ones.
country, we had it, so when it came out in America, there was a big thing. It was the hype. People didn't know what the score was with it. They did a brilliant, low, advertising campaign on it, so people didn't know well, it was all a bit of a mystery. Over here, we kind of knew it was a big advertising campaign and it was a viral thing, and so we kind of knew. True. You know, we got it after the fact, so we kind of knew what to expect. People didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But
I guess with this one, we didn't know what to expect. So again, I guess if we went, found footage, we're already on the back foot.
But everyone now is. This was only made in 2010, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So everyone knows found footage films now. Everyone's seen Blair Witch. Or haven't seen it, have heard of it.
So
There's been enough of these. So I'm just another filmmaker doing found footage. Is seasick, cameras going, wobbling about all over the place.
So your question, you did actually say, right, this needs to offer me something more, something different. Yeah,
you need to do more than just
Blair Witch thing.
Do you feel? I think, I warmed into it a bit. Yeah. Warmed into it a bit. Started off going, oh god, this is going to be tedious. Warmed into it a bit because it's got a bit more production value just than your low budget found footage. Yeah. It has got some effects and stuff. We don't want to give any spoilers or give anything away. So they've kind of chucked a bit more money at it.
I think they did a very good job in terms of production values. For example, comparing it to our last Imp Thinks, Dragon Wars, the production values were much better, and it felt like a proper kind of solid film.
Dragon Wars, I don't think we mentioned this in the review. Watch Dragon Wars. Our review of Dragon Wars. Probably don't watch Dragon Wars. Well, it's up to you. Dragon Wars kind of felt like it was made in the 80s, and we constantly felt confused throughout it. We thought, is this a really old film, in which case we'll give it a bit of benefit of the doubt because it was made in the 80s. No. It was acted like it was 80s, it looked like it was filmed in the 80s, shot like in the 80s. But it wasn't. It was a sort of fairly modern film. So it was very confusing and ultimately a bit naff.
Whereas this one, I felt, forget the subject matter.
The dubbing as well. Dubbing always makes it feel a little bit creaky, but
but I thought the production values were very good, and I thought the special effects were very good.
Yeah.
And what I did like about it, the things I liked about it, because I liked the subject matter, obviously. Yeah. And for me, it was a bit of a twist on a fantasy film. It's not like there's a quest and we need to go and kill this or we need to go and do this. No. It was a bit of a let's, and also they had a bit of fun with it. It was a bit tongue in cheek. I
guess so. And the fantasy thing. I mean, I think I'd say this is just a monster film.
Okay.
A horror film, a monster film. Yeah. The fact you brought it in as a fantasy film because it's a troll, it happens to be the monster.
That is true.
It depends. Could have been anything. I mean, what's the fine line of the fantasy genre? It's not a kind of Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, whatever. But then Dragon Wars was just a thing with dragons in it. It wouldn't really touch on. It wasn't really fantasy, was it? It was just dragon happened to be the creature.
Yeah, that's true. Although with Dragon, there is a bit of a mythos about it, or there is a bit of a creation, and there was a bit of backstory. With this, you're right. The only fantasy element, because it's set in modern day, the only fantasy element is do trolls exist? We think we've found footage of it. Yeah. And one thing they didn't do a particularly good job was explaining the setup. We had a few plot holes, like for example, because it's college students who go out, they film, and they initially it sets up. I don't think this is spoiling anything, but it sets up that they're trying to locate the actual troll hunter. Yeah. There's a guy, like a poacher, like a gamekeeper, who hunts trolls. But what we were confused with, how do they know about this guy? How did they get that information?
We didn't feel why were these youngsters with their camera crew, with their sound equipment and cameras, harassing this guy at the beginning, who was just going off hunting bears or whatever.
Because you would have thought that they would have contacted him.
Yeah, but we think that it was to do with they set it up at the beginning that some bears had been murdering tourists or something. Yeah. So perhaps they were covering that story. We may have been chatting. I don't know.
We might have been, but I think it was. I think if it did come across, it was on the radio. So it was on the radio while they were going to see this bear hunter. But the thing about that was that surely, like you said, they were filming him to begin with. Surely you would. I know this is kind of not reality, but you would approach him so that then he would agree to do the filming.
Yeah, there were areas that were made it sort of a bit like that wouldn't happen. But then it's called Troll Hunter. It's a movie. You have to I guess suspend disbelief for a bit with this film.
Yeah, but
it's a kind of a bit of a script problem. But then it is with found footage things. The trouble is with found footage films. they have to be filming every bit of the film.
Yeah.
They have to have a reason to be filming, and often in real life you wouldn't be filming that.
No, you wouldn't.
Why would you be filming that? But they have to be filming that, and that's always a problem with these films.
The other thing I did find a little bit is so sometimes it got, I don't know, boring is maybe a bit strong a word, but it was almost like
slow, wasn't it?
Yeah, there wasn't any change of pace. Maybe that was the problem.
Well, as I say, I found myself starting off going, found footage, this is going to be tedious. It was quite slow, a bit tedious. Then we kind of got into it a bit when it sort of, we thought, okay, there's a bit of production value here. Yeah. Then I kind of came out the other end going, because the ending, we don't want to say too much about the ending, but it kind of
fizzled out.
Didn't it? It didn't really build us up to much, and it sort of just meandered along doing stuff. So I feel ultimately sort of disappointed in it. Yes,
I would probably agree that I like the concept of it, and I like the fact that they started to talk. Well, I don't know, spoil it, but anyway, you sort of uncover various aspects of the trolls. Is it spoiling it? I don't know.
Well, I think it's not spoiling it by just saying the classic Ladybird book, Billy Goat Gruff. Basically, dig that out. Find out. Everyone's got a copy of it. Have a read of that.
Yeah, but that's why I like.
Nice little touch.
Yeah, there was nice touches like that, and also, okay, put it this way: it's when I like reading reference books, fantasy books, that are reference books as well. So you might read an entry on trolls, and so it might be like if they come across sunlight, then they turn to stone, that sort of thing. So it's sort of taking what we know about trolls. This sounds very weird, but then putting it into film. Yeah. And I just
they've
wondered.
Done their research, haven't they? They didn't just make up a creature, call it a troll.
No, and I think that's a nice. Yeah, that's a nice thing about it.
If it's a werewolf, you can only kill it with a silver bullet thing. Yeah. They kind of did their.
Yeah, I just wonder what was going through my mind was I like this concept. I just think the found footage wasn't the correct way to go about it. I don't
think just
quite
because
know.
It's been done before. I don't think it's original anymore. And I think if you do it, you've got to do something really clever and reinvent the found footage genre. I think there's a film called Chronicle, which is about some youngsters who sort of develop superpowers, and that's also found footage, and I actually really enjoyed that. I think they did that very well. And I kind of like that kind of genre of film anyway. So the found footage was still a bit weird, but they kind of got around that as well because one of the guys could levitate stuff, so he could levitate his camera and follow him around. So you didn't always have someone doing this.
Clever.
You could have him doing that. So they kind of reinvented that a little bit and found a way of making it a bit more watchable.
Yeah.
I think otherwise it's just lots of people doing bad film or camera work and bad filming all the time. And that's tiring for 2 hours.
And to you, that's
hour and a half.
That's like.
I like to set up shots.
But I do agree, and also that it's again, I don't want to spoil it, but I was satisfied with the found footage without trying to spoil it in terms of. Should I just say? Well, you got to see some trolls.
Oh right, yeah.
You got to see.
Well, look.
Yeah, I think you would guess already.
There's the box cover. If it's in the light, we know you.
I think you would guess that you would, and that to me, I would have been disappointed if it had been, just about look, there's evidence that they've been here.
Or the camera was moving always so constantly in action areas, you don't actually see an excuse not to show any action stuff.
I would have been disappointed with that, but no, they didn't. They did put enough trolls in there for me to keep it satisfied. But as I say, I like the concept, but I just wanted it to be a different type of film. Yeah. That was my thing. There's also, it leads me on to this actually. I will be reviewing this book actually. It's called How to Bag a Jabberwock by Major Jack Union. So there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Real person.
A real person. And it's a practical guide to monster hunting. This was a bit of a coincidence actually. Rich, who illustrates the Bottled Imp for us, the logo, and also is going to be illustrating my book, which hopefully we'll be talking about soon. It reminds me of this because this is like, as it says, a practical guide to monster hunting. So again, it's that whole concept of, if you're interested in monsters and fantasy, you want to kind of explore them. So I guess the first thing you would do if you're going to write something or create a film is let's go hunt them.
Yeah.
Now, without getting too heavy, it's like, is that a nice thing to do? If I wrote a book now that said, I'm going to be, how to hunt lions,
You'd need to know about hunting lions.
Yeah, no, I know, but that's not a PC thing to do anymore.
Oh right, I see what you're saying. So you're having issue with the hunting of the trolls?
Well, it's funny because because in a way, although they are killing people.
Well, I think that's the problem. I think they started killing. They started killing tourists, which is where this film I think started off as.
Yes.
And then there was this, and they had to keep them secret. Well, we did again without. I think there was.
It was various cover-ups.
And stuff.
I quite like that element though. Yeah, there was 3 elements there.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't nice, these trolls. They weren't friendly.
No.
So unlike foxes, which we hunt for sport.
I don't.
No, I don't, and no one should. But they're not really doing anyone particularly harm. We've opened a can of worms there with the farmers amongst our farming viewers. But
Yeah.
So
I just kind of was thinking, is there a better way to kind of? I guess Jurassic Park, maybe. Like you say, a monster film. Is that a better way of exploring monsters? Do you see what I mean?
No, what are you talking about?
Okay, well, unless you do it from the monster's point of view.
Got to wrap this up so quick. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just trying to say, found footage, going in there, or they could have done it where they were.
Another way of making the film.
About exploring monsters. If it wasn't found footage and it's not hunting.
Well, they could have made this film as non-found footage. It could just be a film about the whole cover up of that trolls exist and there's troll hunters and there's a society of people that have to keep them at bay and all this.
See, I think I would have preferred that. I think I would have preferred a straightforward narrative like that.
Yeah.
There was maybe a village of troll hunters.
And this would have been interesting if it was the first one out and Blair Witch hadn't been out and all the others hadn't been out. I can't even name the others, but there are lots that jumped on the bandwagon. So this is now being made so recently.
Yeah.
It's like, again, you wouldn't just go found footage again. Is that not boring now? Is that not being done? Is that because that is a genre that's become probably a genre in its own style because there's so many of them now. Yeah. That you'd kind of go, okay, well, straight away we've got a budget for this, but we're straight away starting off with a script that's not very original.
Yes. And I think
monster movies aren't that original anymore. But then that's it. You've got to make a horror film. Cabin in the Woods is an example of a horror film where they've kind of reinvented the genre a bit. I don't know if you've seen that.
I haven't seen
Your fantasy, not horror.
Yeah,
it's different. Us horror lovers, we're fantasy lovers. For a Comic-Con, you'd like.
You like horror, don't you?
I quite like. I don't necessarily like it, but I think because I got into filmmaking.
Yeah.
There's a lot of low budget horror films and there's some classics, Sam Raimi's films and Evil Dead and all that, and they're all made very low budget, and a lot of low budget filmmakers would make horrors because they're sellable. Yeah. So I started getting into watching them and studying them on a filmmaking point of view. And I think when I was younger, we all watched got hired Damaged Brain from VHS shop because there was no certificates.
My brother did.
As a young kid, we could get these films that would now be 18 certificates. Well, actually, they then became video nasties. They were actually
Driller
banned. Driller Killer. Watched all those films when I was a little kid.
And, love them, and so kids, if you want to turn out like this,
but I know more about the horror genre than probably the fantasy genre.
Into the Woods.
That's a musical genre.
Into what is it called?
Cabin in the Woods. Yeah.
Okay, that was not found footage. That was more of
no, that wasn't found footage, but it was an example. I think I felt it was an example of how are they going to do the young college kids going off for a naughty break in the cabin in the woods, much like Evil Dead and many other for horror films. How are they going to reinvent that? But then I kept hearing people saying it's actually quite a good film. It's quite good. Right. And so again, don't want to spoil that film, and it's the wrong show for that film. A spin-off show. The
bottled horror
axe murdering imp, driller imp. And so they do twist the whole genre and sort of point it back on itself and do some clever things with it. And so you don't like horror films, but
no, but I do appreciate when something is cleverly done.
Redone,
And I think for me, what attracted me anyway was the fact that troll. I've got to do my research really, but I don't think there's the subject matter of trolls has really been exploited and explored.
Apart from Shrek, but then
that is true. He's an ogre.
I was corrected. Apparently. Massive faux pas.
Isn't he? He's an ogre. He is an ogre, yeah.
Troll, ogre.
Oh, they are different. Okay. But do you see what I mean? So that's why it's like, oh, actually, I can see where they're coming because it's an unexplored, not saturated monster.
Yeah.
So, that's a good thing. But I just felt that wouldn't it be nice if then
But it could have been Yeti Hunter, or it could have been. They could have taken this out and put any other creature in, Dinosaur Hunter in a sense, or dinosaurs are still around.
Which is why I wanted to know.
Which chosen Troll, because
which is why then. Which is why. Sorry. Which is why. Wouldn't it be nice to have done something that really goes into the folklore and mythology of trolls, and so that you couldn't just take out that monster and put in another monster. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, and certainly as a viewer, that's what you would want, understandably, as a lover of this fantasy genre. But I guess for filmmakers, they didn't say we're going out to make a fantasy genre film. They've gone, we're making a monster film, and they happen to go, what monster shall we use? Okay, let's use one that people do know about. Let's do one that does eat goats and lives under bridges.
But was it meant to be a horror film then? And was it meant to be scary? And in that case, was it scary?
Not to me, because I'm quite hardened to horror films. to someone like Zara, who finds Disney quite scary. She wouldn't have liked it. So
See, I didn't.
We're all kind of. You're a bit of a pussy when it comes to horror, aren't you? You said so.
I didn't.
So maybe did you find it scary?
I didn't find it scary, but I have watched horror films, and you kind of know the tricks of horror films, so you can prepare yourself against it. But I watched one called The Host, I think it was, which was about a monster, and that was pretty scary.
Right.
But I didn't find this scary, so I was slightly confused about what this was meant to be then. Was it aiming to scare us? Or, as I kind of wanted to know more about trolls.
Right, yeah, that's not the film for you then. Yeah.
Okay.
I should just point out that I keep looking down, because I think someone did say in the first one of these Imp Thinks, which was then called something else.
Imp Chat.
I was either on my phone all the time or being very distracted. I wasn't on my phone. I was actually looking at Internet Movie Database, so I could come up with some facts.
But
which
this time
I haven't done for this. No, this time I'm texting on this device, which is my mobile phone. No, the reason I keep looking down is I'm checking the audio levels.
All right.
Because normally I'm on that side of the camera. Yeah, sometimes you're a bit loud when you get excited.
I'm a bit loud.
And then you calm down a bit and you go too quiet.
I do get excited.
That's why I'm being distracted. And I sometimes get bored at Candace.
You're not the only one. Final thoughts then.
What does the Imp think of Troll Hunter? We haven't got one for them.
Well, we have
imperfect.
Imperfect.
Genius.
Yeah, so it's kind of not brilliant.
Yeah, we didn't think it's a fantastic film. We didn't think it didn't stink.
It wasn't an Imp Stinks.
An imperfect, yeah. I mean, that's kind of still a bit...
Yeah, I would say it was okay, and I would say, yes, watch it. I personally would say
probably got a bit bored in it.
Yeah.
I'll watch anything, because I love watching films, so they can be, I've watched Never Been Kissed, for God's sake. Check that film out.
I didn't even know. I don't even know that one.
Anyway, imperfect. Imperfect.
It leaves you a little bit.
It suggests that other films have to be perfect for us to give them a thumbs up, but I don't think that's the case.
No, that's true. But that's the best we got.
It's all we got. It's sort of this.
So it's kind of like 5 out of 10.
Yeah, if we're going to start, are we going to get into the realms of ranking things out of 10?
Well, I'm just saying, it's not brilliant, but it's not terrible.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was a great film. Watch our Pan's Labyrinth review.
Look at us plugging everything.
Plugging everything. I'm going to go. No, I didn't even want to go there because I then start. My OCD does me in when I start doing that. 4, 3, 4.
Okay,
wasn't really bad.
Here's a good. Would you watch it again?
No.
Okay. So I kind of think, I like watching films again if they're good.
Yeah. No.
If they're really good.
Wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah.
But you watch it. Tell us what you think.
Exactly.
See what I did there.
He's good. He should present. Get me on the camera.
Where
can
they tell us? Where can they tell us what they thought?
Where can they tell us? They can tell us on Facebook, on the YouTube channel itself,
on the comments below,
and other various places such as Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably email us as well, if we've got an email address.
We probably have somewhere, but let's stick to those things.
Yeah.
Comments are the best way, or Facebook.
Anyway, thank you for watching Imp Thinks, Troll Hunter. I would say check it out. I'd say check it out. Yeah. Okay. Let us know. See you next time on Imp Thinks.